Okay, nice job overall. I really like it. That was a lot. That was a lot. Are we exhausted?
A little.
Huh?
A little.
A little. Good. You should be because it's Haydn. It's a lot. There's a lot of things that went on. Yeah, there was a lot of good things. I would say mostly our style was correctly, although anytime we had these pick up eighth notes, they were a little long. You were a lot long on a lot of your eighth notes when they should all be bouncy and light. And so sometimes people would follow you and sometimes we didn't follow. And so there's some clashing and some style sometimes. But like at the beginning, it's ba ba, and we kind of went da dee. Like we kind of turned this into a little bit of like late Beethoven instead of Haydn. Da 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 dee da 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 dee da dee da. Da, 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 da. Like it has all these staccatos on purpose, and towards the middle we did a lot of that, and I feel like at the beginning not as much, and at the end not as much. I feel like you worked on this a lot by yourself, didn't you? Like I can completely tell because you learned all this, and then you didn't tell them how you learned it, and so I feel like we should get closer together as a group. Like physically, we should be closer. I feel like as the first violin person, you should cue everybody a lot. Like when it's time for them to come in, mostly they're either guessing, and I would say about 80% of the time we're guessing correctly, and he's like watching you over here. He's watching you, and I'm sure she's out of the corner of her eye, and he's probably watching one of those two. But you should be like, especially at the end when you have the ya-da-da-da-dee, right? You should ya-da-da-dee-da, so they know when to stop. So your job as the leader, as the first violinist, who's the leader, sorry the rest of you, it's fine, is to, you tell people, you tell everybody when it's time for you to play, and for them to play by giving them a little head nod, and a little like take your whole thing and go like this, like at the beginning, dum ba, you gotta, real big, and I'm supposed to hear it, because that's why I'm, oh, there's right? So, ba da dee da, yeah. So I would work on that a lot. I would work on you cueing everybody and breathing with everybody. And we all should breathe together. We can all breathe together at the beginning. Bum ba, like you can look at each other. Y'all stare. I know we're in high school and it's super awkward to look at each other and to stare and they're like, when are you gonna play? I'm waiting for you. Okay. When are you gonna play? I'm waiting. Oh no. Okay, great. But this is how we do it. Like this is how we learn to play together. This is how we help each other. Things that I wrote down. I think our tone, we talked about tone, I think our tone was really great. I think we had a really nice, we were strong, we were confident, which is super important, especially for Haydn, especially for this. I feel like sometimes our dynamics though, because like back then, they had two dynamics, loud and soft. And our louds need to be loud, and our softs need to be like I was looking at 24. Right? Where you're doing all this crazy stuff before, and then all of a sudden, and then you by yourself. And you even breathe to yourself. Right? Whatever, right? Just because it helps all the rest of us know, oh, okay, she's starting, instead of, I'm just gonna start. Because like, he was probably looking at you, and just because he just knew your bow, he knew you weren't gonna break, so he's like, when she starts, I'm just, okay, she's starting. Like, so it's just the small things like that, because you can play it like extra loud, extra soft, because that's all they had. And then some, high notes, some work on some high notes, work on that shifting, hit those high notes, really be conscious. Start there, hit the high note, and go back. And don't play the part, just like low note, high note, oh no, I missed it. Low note, high note, oh I got it. Low note, high note, oh I got it. And do that like a lot until every time you shift, you hit it. Every time, so it's not, you don't have to think about it, you just jump and it's boom right there. Yeah, sometimes our bows were not together and they could have been, and that would have helped us play together a little bit more, especially in violin land. Like, do you know Haydn Quartets? So Haydn Quartets are most of his symphonies are like, he had like, when he wrote them, right, he wrote them for the people he had that week. And most of the time he had like one good violinist and like a medium. So he was like, first violin gets everything, and then second violin, hey, how much plays the eighth note? Like that's how, but this isn't one of those. Like second violin has some real stuff. And then viola has some like real, like it starts without a viola part. So he must have had a viola player who can play. I don't get enough, excuse me, fine, here's the beginning, play it. Like, this is how it worked back then. It was like some viola player could play.
I normally play violin. So this was my first piece playing viola.
Okay.
And I was like, wait, I'm starting with the melody at the beginning?
Yeah, yeah. So, like, look at you guys could look at each other and start together and talk to each other and put good on viola for your first time. But I really liked that. I just really liked your little quartet, and I wish I could work with you and like help us do so many more things. It's so cool that you were able to do this. I'm just so very impressed by you. 100%. Just some small things. Intonation's always a thing with jumping to the high notes and then playing together, which is always awkward for high schoolers. Nobody wants to look at each other. No one wants to go and do that. No one wants to do that. I understand. I think I still get it too. I do it all the time. It's who cares? Like I'm old. So, but yeah, I think you guys did a really nice job. I wrote down breathe together, get closer to each other. Physically, you can get closer to each other. We're so far away. Like, dudes, like be best friends. Even if you're not best friends, be best friends. It'll help you play better. I think your tempo was fine. I think we did some good vibrato stuff, which is always happy. Our rhythms were mostly okay. There was a couple spots. Like, don't rush on the parts you have by yourself. Enjoy that. That's all you get by yourself. These like da da dee da 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 da. What is that? I'm singing the wrong part. At like 71, da da dee da dee da. And you can take as long as you want, like da dee da dee, and then they'll know to come in because you'll go. And then there's beat 2. That's how that works, right? And then for the da 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 dun dun, somebody's gotta go da 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 dun dun da 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 dee, right? But yeah, okay, I'm done. But that was nice. I really liked that. I'm really good job. Just work on all the little small things that I said, whatever they were. Do you remember? Because I forgot. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that there's so many good students that can play things like I did. Next is Beethoven. I mean, duh. Or Mozart. I wouldn't do Mozart. Some of his stuff's super. But like it's crazy fast. It's like crazy. But yeah, do some things. Go do more. Go be best friends. Learn to breathe together and be best friends. Watch quartets on. I know we all watch quartets on YouTube probably all the time. But do you watch them at the beginning when they're all looking at each other? Watch them. Even if the camera's far away, you can see them looking at each other going together. That's why they're together, because they're locked in, right? It's just like being a conductor. We can all be it. It's just going like this. Done. Conducting. Beat 1. How do you conduct like this? Play. It's that. You just gotta do it with your head. You gotta do it with your baton, and then that's. All right, go. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I'm so happy. You got enough for real. I'm gonna stop. Okay, I'm done. Time to do the next person. I'm gonna get in trouble.